right, here we are with Nick Diaz right before your fight coming up in 2 days. Now that you're the champion, do you feel like you have extra pressure, or is it different? Do you feel like you have to represent the organization in a different type of way?
Honestly, I don't understand this whole thing, and I'm way too busy, training, and in the gym they call me to fight, so I focus on that. And it's hard for me to understand all of what's going on. But I knew there was a reason why I never strapped that belt around my waist. You know what I mean? This, whatever, champion, whatever. He can have the belt. We're fighting for money, and
so you really don't think about it for the belt in that kind of way?
No, I don't feel like a champion right now that the UFC bought this organization. I don't understand all that. I don't,
What were your thoughts when you found out that the UFC bought Strikeforce?
Well, I thought we were competing with the UFC, and I thought, my belt might have been just as important, or potentially just as important as a UFC belt, and we had the best fighters here, we had more technical martial artists and stand-up fighters here in the Strikeforce, but now this is all about, going to the UFC, so I don't care about the Strikeforce belt.
So you feel like
there was a reason why I never put that shit on anyway. You know what I mean?
So you feel like it's the UFC's the end game, and that you feel like
I'm trying to go to the top, and if Jake Shields ends up #1 ranked fighter in the world, then I want to beat #2. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Fight-related questions now, guys.
Yeah.
Now with Paul Daly, he mentioned that he sees this as a stand-up war. Making comments that if it goes to the ground, that it's, he doesn't think it will. What's your feeling on that? Because it is an MMA fight, and the ground game is part of it.
He might knock me down, and we might end up on the ground. No, I don't know.
Do you want this to be a stand-up war?
No, I'll take what the guy gives me. If he gives me anything, if he doesn't, I'm going to have to push buttons. And it's like he said, he was pretty much right on about, right, what do you want me to say? We're going to fight. We know how to fight now. There's not any. A long time ago, about 10 years ago in the sport, people were like, oh, well, I'm going to use this strategy, or I'm going to use that strategy. Now we're all mixed martial artists. Everybody in here is a jiu-jitsu guy. Even if it's not a jiu-jitsu guy, you had to learn how to defend chokes and, and submissions. You learn a decent amount of submissions yourself. Everybody knows some stand-up because you have to. Everybody knows some wrestling because you can't just go on bottom. Everybody is a mixed martial artist, so